Today, retail booms signals higher rates ahead. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Well, latest post covering finance and problem news with a distinctively Australian flavour. Well, the ABS released their preliminary estimates of the official retail sales figures today, and it suggests that Australian retailers powered further ahead in July, indicating cashed-up households are coping well with rapid rate increases. The ABS retail release now comes in two stages, actually. An early preliminary release with limited data, which is what we've got today, and a final estimate that may see some revisions and also provides the full range of additional data, including inflation-adjusted information. They say that sales advanced 1.3%, easily exceeding economists' forecasts for a 0.3% gain. That gain was the largest in 4 months, actually. And the resilience in consumer spending is likely to reinforce the Reserve Bank's determination to keep tightening after 4 hikes since May has taken the cash rate to 1.85%. The RBA's signalled further increases will come, leading money markets to price in a rate of about 3.25% by the year's end. The RBA maintains that households are in a strong position to weather higher borrowing costs as they used pandemic-era stimulus to build up savings or to make early repayments on their mortgages. And in addition, of course, unemployment is at a 48-year low of 3.4%, which means most Australians have an income to meet their obligations, though policymakers are closely watching spending patterns for the impact of those rate hikes. Remember, it takes a number of weeks for those to work through to higher mortgage repayments. A sudden weakening could prompt the RBA to pause or perhaps even slow its tightening cycle, as households account for roughly 60% of gross domestic product in Australia. The Australian retail turnover rose 1.3% in July 2022, the largest rise in 4 months, according to those retail trade figures released by the ABS. The rise in July follows a 0.2% rise in June and a 0.7% rise in May. The ABS said, after slowing growth in recent months, the 1.3% rise in July was the largest since the 1.6% rise in March 2022. Turnover rose in 5 of the 6 retail industries in July 2022. This shows that despite cost of living pressures, households are continuing to spend. Department stores had the largest rise, up 3.8%, followed by clothing, footwear and personal accessory retailing, up 3.3%, cafes, restaurants and takeaway food services, up 1.8%, and other retailing, up 1.6%, and food retailing, up 1.2%. Household goods retailing fell, though, for the third time in 4 months, down 1.1% in July 2022. And turnover rose in Victoria, up 1.8%, the Australian Capital Territory, up 1.8%, Western Australia, up 1.6%, New South Wales, up 1.3%, South Australia, up 1.2%, the Northern Territory, up 0.7%, and Queensland, up 0.4%. And Tasmania was the only state where retail turnover fell, and it was down 0.3%. That, in fact, was the state's first fall in 2022. So overall, the July update suggests initial rate rises have done little to slow the consumer. Now, of course, we do expect the RBA's tightening to continue. And we also, of course, had slumping consumer sentiment, as shown by the recent Roy Morgan data. And this will eventually weigh on demand. But in fact, that may not come through until later in the third quarter. It's worth remembering that household confidence levels are still very low in absolute terms, according to Roy Morgan, and there is this 1 to 2 month delay between RBA announcement and increased debits being applied to household mortgage accounts. So it would not be surprising to see weaker retail spending ahead. And one final point, of course, all these numbers are not inflation adjusted, and with inflation running so strongly, it means that we could well be spending more to buy the same as previously. The later data will be inflation adjusted, and that may give us a slightly different read. But of course, this is all very significant still, because it will make the RBA ever more keen to lift rates higher, to slacken demand, because of course they'll be aping the Jackson Hole mob and effectively trying to get inflation under control. Now, if you're buying your home in Sydney's contentious market, you don't need to stand alone. This is the time you need to have Edwin Almeida from Ribbon Property Consultants standing alongside you. Buying a property is both challenging and adversarial. The vendor has a professional on their side. Emotions run high, price discovery and price transparency are hard to find, and then there's the wasted time and financial investments that you make. Edwin understands your needs, so why not engage a licensed professional to stand alongside you? With RPC, you know you have experience, knowledge, and master negotiators looking after your best interests. So shoot Ribbon an email at info@ribbonproperty.com.au, and if you use the promo code DFAWTW/Martin, you can get a 10% discount offer. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.